today is about acrylic pour. Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Where I am, it's good morning. It's 12 a.m. Sa Bicol, I think it's 1 p.m. So my name is Tony. We're about to start. I'm gonna share my presentation in Bicol, in Tagalog, or in English. Show you samples of acrylic pour. So sometimes acrylic pour can really be very colorful, like the one on the left. And sometimes it can also be subdued and very, nice, cold, chill colors, like the one on the right. It looks like abstract, as you can see. The one on the wall, it is. It depends on your imagination. Sometimes you look at it as, I don't know, alligator's back or bubbles. So there's a lot of interpretation and a lot of beauty in acrylic pour. And these are also some of the acrylic pours that techniques that are available. Sometimes you can also make a painting of a person using acrylic pour. I've never done this, but this looks cool. Yet some people make necklaces and earrings. And would you believe some people even make dresses out of acrylic pour? Some people make bags. That's too many possibilities. They make vase. They pour it in glasses. They pour it in clock, and even on a table. But I have to remind you that acrylic pour really is messy. It's a very messy art. We have a phone-in question about what is acrylic pour. Oh, si Christine, ano da ang acrylic pour? Acrylic pour is a technique used to create paints with natural flowing patterns. What do you call this? Acrylic paint with a liquid medium, and then you pour it in a canvas. And then it will spread either naturally or you manipulate it by using instruments. Maybe there's more questions? Like my friend Mael. For those of you who don't know how to paint or draw, you really don't need this kind of skill to do an acrylic pour. And you don't need to invest time. I'm sure most of you are doing the Kincaid challenge, and it may take you like hours or days or weeks or months or even years if you're making a really nice masterpiece. But in acrylic form, 30 minutes and you're done. It's an artwork that you use without brush, and some people find fun in doing or creating something that you cannot control. So you pour something and then just let it go, and nature will just lead you to the artwork that you think is good. So where did acrylic pour come from? So let's ask the professor. Oh, yeah, si Professor Vic, sabi niya, actually, this is from Google. It's an art form that apparently originated in the USA, and then there are more followers around the world. So I think it has evolved over the years. So there are different kinds of pours. There's a clean pour. So you put paint in a container. I use this glass plastic cups, and then it's just like you put gravy in a Jollibee chicken joy, and then voila, you have your creation. There's a flip cup technique where you put paint in a glass, in a cup, and then you put it in, like, say, let me just get an example. Paint in a cup, flip it, and then let it stand a while, and then you lift it off the canvas, and then there, you get a pour. There's a dirty pour where you put different colors in different containers, and then you mix them all together, and then you pour it. There's also Dutch pour, which uses air to manipulate paint on canvas. So some people use hair dryer, some people just blow air on it, some people use straw. So there's just a lot of possibilities. There's a classic swipe is where it's a traditional pour using a paper towel or plastic to swipe. So if you have your canvas, you use a paper towel and then you swipe it, and then you see these bubbles. They are called cells. I have listed here different kinds of pour. There's a lot of pour that you can find on YouTube, on the internet, and everywhere. How do you prepare a pour? First, you want to make sure that your workspace is prepared well. You need to protect your surface and your floor. Why? Because again, as you have seen in the picture earlier, it could be very messy. So like for me, I use a trash bag ready. You should have your cups, your stirrer, your hair dryers, and everything else. Because while preparation takes longer, the pour is very quick. And you also need to level your surface. You want to make sure your surface is even, because this will affect the pour. If it's not even, it will tilt to the other side and you may lose the colors that you like on that particular side, and then you mix the paint. I use this kind of medium. It's called Floetrol. It's a paint additive. Some people use other mediums. I'm not sure what mediums are available in Bicol, but I have definitely used Elmer's Glue All. In acrylic painting, you use water to make your painting, but in acrylic pour, it is not recommended because it will change the consistency and density of your paint. So, for example, you're using green, and if you put water, it will turn light green. You don't want that because, for example, your paint, you envision it as a dark green. Pouring medium allows adhesion on the painting surface. It's like it's gonna be glued there, much stronger. The colors remain brilliant. As I said, your green will not turn to light green, and there's a better flow of the paint mixture. And because if you use water evaporates, and if you use a pouring medium, it will not evaporate, so it will eliminate cracks on your acrylic pour. What is the recipe? So it's 1 part acrylic, 1.5 part of pouring medium, and 0.5 distilled water. Watch out for heavy body acrylic. For example, I have here, this is heavy body, but this is definitely not heavy body. So I make sure when I mix them, I consider these factors. Your mixture should be like a honey pancake mix or a pancake syrup. If at one point you can see my video or me, it's like this, like you're pouring pancake syrup on a pancake. Because if it's too thin, the cells will run out on the canvas, and if it's too thick, it's difficult to spread the paint, and you will not get what your desired output will be. So you can see on this slide, these are cells, and to produce these cells, you may need to use silicone or hair oil. Some use dishwashing liquid, and some don't use anything at all, and believe me, there are cells. So if you are ready, let us make a sample pour. So again, I prepare the space, and one thing that I do is I put these particular squares and where I put the canvas on top, because if you put the paint here and then the paint flows down, and then I can easily remove this because it will definitely stick on the garbage bag. Some people also use cups, so they put cups, and then after they put cup, then it becomes your stand. And I made it super easy for this presentation. Whoops. So what I did for my canvas is I use these map pins. You can see there's one here, and then here on all the four corners. So when I put all those map pins, there, it's standing on its own. So now I have pink. As you can see, it should be like the consistency should be like honey or pancake syrup on your pancake. I have white, light blue. The technique I'm going to do today is a 3-ring pour. So let me just put this aside. Some people put paint on the canvas, but just for time considerations, I'm not gonna do that now. So I'll pour this here in this big container. And for those of you who want to be involved in this process, you can unmute yourselves, and then you can help me create this this pour. Like, you can help me or show to me how you want to do it, and I will do that. So I put the pink there. Any color that you wanna add, let me know. Unmute yourselves. And
I want blue.
Blue. Light blue or dark blue?
Light.
Light blue. Alright.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. So there. Let's put a little bit of blue.
That's it?
That's it? Okay. Ano next?
Dark blue.
Dark blue. Alright, so put dark blue. Ano pa? I have pink.
Pink again.
Huh?
Pink again.
Pink. Okay.
And white.
White. Maybe dark blue. Anyone else wanna add a color? Ang galing mo lang, may pumasok na hindi ko maybe white again.
Ganito ka lang paggawa, hindi isa-isa.
Yeah. For this particular kind of pour, because this is a 3-ring pour. So, mas maganda na yung cup mo is big enough for all the colors. Kasi if it's too small, then, you know, dapat rin yung ratio niya nung cup doon sa canvas. You also have to consider that. Baka kulang, baka sobra. And I'm just gonna pour everything. And ilas na natin si
Oh?
And again, remember, if in case you missed it, I have something at the back of the canvas para I can easily remove the canvas from the floor or from the garbage bag or whatever protection you need. So a 3-ring pour, it's like, alam mo yung core ng tree, parang pabilog-bilog. So that's what I'm gonna do. I hope you can see that. So if you can see the outside, it's like a lot of rings, just like what's in the core of a tree. just be careful na walang tumulo sa gitna kasi sayang yung ating drilling pore. Okay. Do you want me to tilt it above, below, right, left?
Down.
Down. Okay, so we're tilting it down.
Yes.
Some people put like yung catcher dito kasi sayang. But I won't do that tonight kasi it's messy. And then move it to the right and to the left. Some people do it quick, some people do it slowly.
Nice.
So it's really about the colors that you choose and the pattern that you want.
Wow.
What I love about the Pore is the colors that are on the canvas are really, they pop. Like, ang ganda tingnan. Like, they're so colorful, they're so rich.
Gawa ako nito like. Alright.
Yes, please. There's a lot of methods of doing a Pore. So, just,
Very nice.
what I normally do is kung nakikita nyo yung etong sides, pinupuno ko siya para maganda tingnan maski yung So maybe I'll stop there or just for the sake of time. So ayan, then we just let it dry.
Galing.
I always watch YouTube tutorials. There's a lot of available methods, techniques, tips on YouTube. Go to social media. There's a lot of information out there, and all of this information will definitely help you. And if I don't claim to be a super expert on this, but I have had experience on this. So if you need any help on the Pore that you want to do, please feel free to reach out to me. The thing about acrylic Pore is you plan ahead and focus. Hindi pwede yung hindi mo plinano. So for example, you wanna do a Dutch Pore, which is using air. So nilagay mo na lahat ng materials dito, and then you forgot you need hair dryer. Nasa kapitbahay pala si hair dryer o dinala pala ni ate. Sayang yung prepare mo because again, this is very quick. You have to put all the colors immediately there. Use the correct cup size. Kailangan the size, the amount of paint should be enough to fill the canvas. Because if it's not too much, then the colors will stretch. You will have to stretch it a little, or you have to mix again and then put them again. When you're done, you can also put varnish. You can always re-pour. Like, don't think that this is already final. If you think you wanna change it, go ahead and re-pour. Always and be open to experimentation. You can experiment different kinds of techniques. Practice, and then when the Pore is there, just let it go. So I'm gonna show you some possibilities. Here is what I did. I painted my friend and myself. Background is an acrylic Pore. My friend does. I also painted a tree. So background niya acrylic Pore. I painted another tree. Looks like a background sunset for another tree. Behind me are some of the Pores that I made. This is 3-ring pore na nagustuhan ng boss ko, kukunin ko na. And you can also paint over it and create another creation. So these are the pores, and I painted blue here. So yeah, there's a lot of possibility. So, you might ask me if is there a market for acrylic pore? And I searched again, and then yes, the answer is definitely a yes. For example, this is an acrylic pore that is sold on Etsy. It sells for 2,800. This one sells for 5,000 pesos. This one sells for 3,200. This one sells for 4,000, 9,000, and 800. What I realized, or probably there are others out there, but I didn't get a chance to see them. In the Philippines, it's more expensive. Like this one is 17,000 pesos. Another 17,000 pesos. This is like 7,000, 8,000 pesos. So may market out there. How I started getting into acrylic pore, pandemic hit and I didn't have anything to do. I'm like, maybe I'll, check social media. I looked at Instagram and I saw this girl. This one that she's holding, she's sold this for 17,000 pesos. And she's only 26 years old. And she's now a multi-millionaire. She's sold all of these acrylic pores, and she's had her exhibits in London, New York, Japan, and a lot of other countries. And I'm like, this is inspiring. So there, I went and did acrylic pore. So if you can see her works, this is 217,000. This is 203,000. So maybe, one day, one of us can have this fortune and be successful in acrylic pore or in any other field that we have. So that ends my presentation. If you have questions, please feel free to unmute yourselves, and hope I can answer your questions. Salamat!
Galing! That was really nice. Very interesting. Very well delivered.
Thank you.
Yes. Very impressive. I think I'm gonna be pouring tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Okay. Meron bang tanong? Parang nagulat yata sa ganda ng presentation. Ayaw na magsalita. I would like to welcome Jovi. Jovi is a friend of mine from college. I'm really, really happy that she joined us. Hi, Jobs. May magduman ka sa Tabaco, ha?
Hello,
Hi, Jobs.
for the invite.
Yes. And sana pag gallery may magduman ka sa Tabaco, ha?
Ay. Actually, research ko yan. For some respondents na it can help to this, children.
Oh yeah, definitely. Art is really, really
Art
helpful,
ba ni Ansel?
relaxing. It's enjoyable. It's a great
Thank
activity.
you, ma'am.
Yes. Salamat.